The Mystara project is proud to present part 13 of the Creatures of Mystara series. In this video we shall look at archerbushes. Archerbushes were introduced in the green-covered Module B3, The Palace of the Silver Princess in 1981, on page 25. Technically they were first introduced in the orange-colored version on page 32, however that edition was quickly recalled after being published in 1981, and was not made widely available until it was released online after the demise of TSR. The orange B3 version differs from the green B3 version and all the subsequent uses of this creature. For simplicity, we will refer to the orange version creature as a lesser archerbush. The lesser bush appears as a dwarf tree covered in leaves and thorny branches. Its game mechanic purpose is described as a nuisance encounter. It is not difficult to hit with an armor class the same as an unarmored average human. It can be killed relatively easily, having only one hit dice. As expected for a plant, it cannot move. It attacks only if one or more of its branches are disturbed. By releasing a shower of 10 to 40 thorn needles per round. The area of effect of the needles is not given, and we are not told if the needles are spread between targets. For every 10 needles hitting a victim, 1 point of damage is taken. If the thorns are not removed, they work their way into the skin within 24 hours, causing infection and swelling. An infected character suffers a -2 on to hit rolls until a level 3 or higher cleric casts a Cure Light Wounds spell to end the infection. We are told each bush has thousands of thorn needles. If we assume they have only 2,000 needles and they on average spray 25 per round, it would take 80 rounds or about 13 minutes and 20 seconds on average for a bush to run out of needles. The supply of thorn needles replenishes after one turn. They are encountered in groups of 1 to 100. They save as a first-level fighter, and fight until slain. They are neutrally aligned, only attacking if their branches are disturbed. They have no treasure. However, some woodland folk sometimes hurl rocks at the branches and protect themselves with cover until the bush runs out of needles. They then rush in, hide their treasure in the bush and run to safety before the needles replenish. Sometimes bushes are deliberately planted in entranceways like cave openings, to obscure them. The only known location of lesser archerbushes is a group of 8 in the garden balcony of the ruined Palace of the Silver Princess, located in a valley in the Morphal Mountains, of what is now the Adri Vumor Plateau, west of Glantry. The bushes act in concert with a purplish vine known as a Jupiter bloodsucker, one of the few creatures the bushes don't kill. Standard archerbushes have a better armor class of 9, and 2 hit dice. The bushes, which are often mistaken for wild bramble bushes, grow to 3 foot tall, so they are considered small. To account for them being carnivorous feeding on the flesh of victims, they are able to uproot and move very slowly, at 3 yards per turn overland and 1 yard per round during combat. The thorn spray attack is simpler and more defined. They spray needles up to 20 feet at 1 victim per round. They can spray 3 times per day. The needles do 1 to 4 points of damage, indicating that 10 to 40 needles will be sprayed in each attack. Up to 20 can be encountered at a time. They are shown as having treasure type V, which would represent what their victims were carrying, with a 5% to 10% chance of each treasure category except copper pieces. They are assigned the usual plant creature intelligence of 0, however their alignment is now chaotic, as they are described as having thorny mouths on their trunks hidden under their leaves to eat victims. They work in concert with other plants for food. Instead of attacking only if their branches are disturbed, they attack via sensing ground vibrations. They tend to fire in concert instinctively, rather than as a thoughtful tactic. 12 archerbushes are working in concert with a vampire rose bush in the Palace of the Silver Princess Garden in the pocket dimension of Haven, accessed through eastern Karamikos. The archerbushes feed on the victim's flesh, while the roses drain the blood. 12 archerbushes are located in the center of a 50-foot diameter ring-shaped earthen mound near the empty valley, west of the Yazak Steppes. Archerbushes are found in the hills of Glantry, like Les Perdus, and the Vesubian and Iswal valleys. They are also found in the northern temperate forests and plains of the Azcan Empire in the Hollow World. Archerbushes are rare. They are usually encountered in woodlands, scrub, plains, jungles, and occasionally mountains. They cannot survive in places with insufficient light. Druids occasionally learn how to train them for use as guards for their groves. Archerbushes are best used as ambushers, area denial plants, low-level ranged hazards, wilderness environmental foes, or as druidic trained sentries. They scale by number and placement, to challenge low to mid-level parties. The first time a party encounters them, they might take some time to work out why they are being hit by thorns. For subsequent encounters, this element of surprise won't exist, which will require other factors to keep the players on their toes. This could be achieved by alternating between the two types of archerbush, or including other deadly plants to attack in concert. They can also be used as a device to keep the characters moving, in an attrition-based scenario, as the very vegetation for miles could periodically contain these annoying damage dealers. This concludes our look at these annoying carnivorous plant attackers called archerbushes.